Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I'm going to wrap up part 4 of this series, How to Earn the Respect of Your Filipina. So let's jump right in. One way is to be glad to see her. Try to greet her when she comes home. I'm usually downstairs. She comes in upstairs. And I kind of gather she likes it when I come up there first and give her a hug and say, "Hi, hon, glad to see you. How's your day?" And so I've learned to do that. When I anticipate her coming home, then I go ahead and get home for her to greet her. Also, I just thought of this. If I know she's out of rice, like she is now, because I just washed the rice cooker, start making the rice about half an hour before she gets home, so it'll be ready to go when she gets here. These are just little things that will add up to a lot of respect over time. Aim for transparency. Don't hide phone messages or emails. We've always been transparent from the start. The first month or so we were married, she'd look at my phone and see who was contacting me, and I was kind of amused by it. I had nothing to hide, but I let her find for herself, see who was messaging me, or even on the dating site, since we just got married so quickly, what that was all about. And if somebody sent me a message, oh, well, here's what they were doing. They were just congratulating us on getting married. So I think that helped her trust me and respect me, because I have nothing to hide. She can look at any of my emails. I've got 3 or 4 different email accounts for different reasons. They're open to her, Facebook or photos or whatever social media I'm on. She can look at it. There's nothing there to hide, and I can do the same with her. So transparency will help earn her respect. Be available when she wants you to do something with her at that time. This can be difficult depending on what got your mind into and how absorbed you are into it, but there are times my wife wants me to be with her and just to sit there and be with her and maybe get away from what I'm doing. And so I've learned to say, "Okay, hon, let me finish this up and I'll be right with you." I have to keep telling myself that when I tell her that her needs come before mine, I have to show her that. So I've learned to just say, "Okay, hon, you come first. I'll be right there. And if it's important for me to sit with her, then that's what I'll do." Let's see. Teach her how to eat healthy, but try not to be demanding. Now, I'm not a great fan of white rice. I think brown rice is healthier, probably red rice, black rice, whatever. But that's what she's used to, and she's tried brown rice. She just doesn't think it tastes as good. I think brown rice tastes good, but right now she's still on white rice, and that's fine. There have been other Filipinas tell her brown rice is better too, but she's still on white rice, and that's what she grew up with, and I have no problem with that. Now, I remember when she got here, and I'd see her go through the grocery aisles and pick up potato chips and cookies or something. My wife is 4'11", 92 pounds. And, I'd like her to stay that way as long as possible. And so I was just aghast when I saw her pick these things up. And there were times I said, "Hon, you know what this stuff really is? It's like Coke." I just saw a video the other day on uses for Coke, and it's not for like drinking. It's like removing rust or something off of things. And so I try to teach her, this is really is all sugar, and that's really bad. It's going to have an effect with your blood sugar levels, your insulin, spikes and all kinds of bad stuff, lead to insulin resistance, diabetes, you name it, bad things. And, I think she's learned more about what's healthy and what's not. I've learned I don't have to watch what she buys like I used to, but I was just worried that she would go overboard, But, you can't control her. You can educate her and say, "Well, look, this is why I don't eat this stuff." And then hopefully in time she'll realize that, there's good things to eat and there's bad things to eat. But try not to be demanding about the food. And then always have rice available. You can get rice in like 25, 50-pound bags. I think 25 kilos is 50 pounds. And you could probably get it more. So that'll last a long time. So have rice available. Another way to earn her respect, encourage her not to overwork, because Filipinas are hard workers, and the older daughters usually provide for the whole family, and they can work 60, 70 hours, and work hard in bad conditions. And I tell my wife, look, 50 hours, that should be good enough. I work about 46, 47 hours a week, 6 days a week. She likes to work about 50 hours or more. And that's fine because she seems to handle it well. She's younger, and she knows when she has to go to bed and get up, and the work conditions are good. So she can manage all that. But I still have to tell her, hon, you don't have to go into work overtime. It's all right. I never tell her she has to work overtime. That's up to her to determine if she needs that extra money for something. But I try to discourage her from overworking. Also, another way to earn her respect is to stick up for her always. We had one time at work, some people, I think, probably were jealous, or they're just mean. But anyway, they were kind of not treating her right, so I stuck up for her. I talked to human resources, made sure they knew how her husband felt about this, and we got that resolved. But I've told her, even if you're wrong, hon, I'm going to stick up for you, and I want her support. I just want us to be a team and support each other as often as we possibly can. Another way, small way, loosen the lids on her water bottles. Filipina has a very small pencil-like little dainty hands and fingers. It's hard for her to open those lids. So every time she wants me to get her some water from the refrigerator, I crack that open for her. And it's just a little thing that I do for her. The Bible also says the woman is a weaker vessel, so you need to help her with things. Send her love songs from YouTube. I did that a lot. I have a video on that. She likes music, so I'll find a love song now and then and send it to her on my Twitter. I have a Twitter account just for her, full of love songs and memories and things of our life, and I'll send that one out to her, and hopefully she gets a kick out of that. Of course, go on dates together. Once you get married, you still have to go out on dates, and that's something we don't do as often as we probably should, because of her work schedule that changed. It's different than mine now. She works 12-hour days, 7 days out of 14, and she likes to work overtime on some of the other days. And she still does all the house work and the cleaning, the cooking. She's just like an Energizer bunny. And but we're both kind of homebodies, so we don't go out that much, and we're both kind of like it that way. But we probably should hit a movie pretty soon. Hygiene, be clean and smell nice, is just another simple way to help earn her respect. Say thank you often. I mentioned that already in the very first video, but I'll elaborate. At work, at lunch, I'll text her, thank you, hon, for this delicious meal. Thank you for putting this all together. I love you so much. Thank you for being my wife. Thank you for loving me. Something. I send her texts, now and then, just because I know she's going to read it, and hopefully it'll brighten her day. If I ever get a similar note from her, I know it brightens mine. Don't stare at other women or compare her to them. So it's easy. There's so many beautiful women in this world. It's absolutely incredible how many there are. You can't go anywhere without seeing them. And, you may have a beautiful Filipina, but she won't like you even looking at other women. So a little thing there, try not to stare at other women or compare her to them. If you have a Filipina, it's about as good as it gets. Build her reputation. Appreciate her character. My wife has a good reputation, and I want to keep it that way. I've told her it's very difficult to undo a good reputation, and it's very difficult to undo a bad reputation. So she's got a good reputation, and I'm proud of that. When people say, boy, you got a winner, Bob, they're not saying, wow, she's really beautiful and sexy and whatever. They're saying she's nice and friendly, and she cares about you. She's easy to talk to. She's not judgmental. She has good character, and I'm very proud of her for that. So I appreciate her character, and I tell her that. Also, let her in on your feelings so she knows, excuse me, what's on your mind. Help her feel closer to you. Have a lot of non-sexual touch. I like to stroke her hair and her cheeks, her shoulders, her back, or kiss her shoulders. And, I like snuggling up to her and touching her. I just do. It's one of the things I needed, and I told her I needed before we got married. I need touch. I don't like being alone. I need companionship, touch, intimacy. I touch her a lot. It shouldn't always be for sex, and I think she respects that too. Also, take care of your health and hers. When she got here, I helped her find a female doctor for those sorts of things, and went to her doctors with her early on so that she knew I cared, and I wanted to hear what she was hearing so there was no misunderstandings. We can't do that now, and she's got her own car, and so, but at least I was glad that I could do that early for her, and help her go get checked up. Now she knows what it's like to get tested for allergies and things, and she always says, "Well, hon, you take too many meds," and so on. But there's reasons why, and I take a lot of vitamins and supplements, and I try to educate her on that because her health is important to me. Also, reinforce that she is number one. You'll earn her respect if she knows that there's nothing else in your life that's more important to you than she is. Now, God is always number one and should be number one to her. But other than that, it's my wife. Another way, put her sexual needs first. And that's just a biblical thing. 1 Corinthians 7 says, stop depriving yourselves, stop depriving one another, because it says that the husband's body belongs to the wife's body sexually belongs to the husband. So it's not your own. You really never own your own body sexually. It belongs to God before you get married, and it belongs to your wife after you get married. So put her sexual needs first, and she will respect you and take good care of you. Compliment her often. I compliment my wife on being a hard worker, for her housekeeping, for being a good lover, that she's frugal, for her appearance, for her devotion, that she married me. I compliment, and it feels good to compliment. Now, it doesn't come naturally, but you'll get better at it, and she'll respect you if you keep your eyes open and tell her thank you and compliment her on everything she does that means something to you. Also, you can play some Filipino music from YouTube. I know she likes to hear that. Once in a while it makes her sad because she misses home, but it can also help her feel that, she's back home in a way, or remind her of good things. And I like some of the Filipino music myself anyway. Another thing here, quickly, it's okay to have to sacrifice some activities for the good of the marriage. I gave up my basketball tickets so we could go travel here within the country. I hated to do that because I had them for like 25 years and I wanted to go when I retired. However, can't do both, and she's gone to some games. She doesn't like getting out in the cold weather. I don't blame her for going out there, and that's okay. I'd rather spend time with her doing things she wants to do than having her go with me to do something she's not crazy about. So I sacrifice that for her. That's one example, and I'm sure she respects me for that. And then the last thing here, and there are probably many more, just help around the house. The dishes, just lately, we've been married almost 3 years, but just lately I've learned to come up and wash the dishes after she's made food. She'll make our dinner, and then she'll make food for the next day. We work at the same place. She'll put it all together. And so there's a lot of containers, a lot of things to clean. So when we're done eating, she'll start preparing for the next day, and I'll start washing the dishes. And, that's a good thing to do. I'm just naturally selfish like anybody. I really don't like to wash dishes. But it's a good thing to do, and my wife really doesn't ask that I do a whole lot around the house. Anyway, I'm so glad that this is her nest now. She's built it the way she wants it to look, and she's here to stay. And hopefully these things here in this respect series that you can do will help earn the respect of your love beyond the sea.